Hi everyone, my name is Denise. I'm an environmental educator here at the Edinburgh Scenic Wetlands and World Birding Center, and welcome to our new Facebook series, which is called Eye on the Wild. So it's a series that our education team is going to go ahead and do, and it's going to basically, we're going to give you some interesting facts about nature and then give you a challenge at the end of each video that you can do on your own so you can go ahead and investigate nature on your own. So for our first video, we're going to go ahead and honor National Recycling Day, which is on November 15th, which is this Sunday. So whenever we think about recycling, we typically think about, the recycling that us humans do, which is, throwing a plastic cup into a recycling bin and then it going to be recycled and be used as a new plastic item. But we never think about the recycling that our very own natural animals do out in nature, which have been doing recycling way longer than humans have. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some examples of just some natural recyclers that you can find out in nature. And remember, these are only going to be a few of the many different kind of recyclers that we have. So what I have right here, right next to me, is something called a pill bug, but you probably know it, and I know for sure I know it, as a roly-poly. So the reason why they're called roly-polies is because when they need somebody to defend them or they get scared, they roll up into a little ball. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this little guy back. But he's really liking me. But they're called, roly-polies are called decomposers, meaning that they decompose or break things down. So roly-polies are amazing because they are basically beneficial because they decompose things and they are completely harmless. They do not bite or have any diseases. Now, another decomposer that you guys can typically find, and unfortunately I don't have an example with me right now, but that's okay because I have a picture, are earthworms. Now, earthworms are not as easy to find as roly-polies because roly-polies are usually found under rocks and under logs, but earthworms live within the Earth's soil. So it's more difficult to find them because you actually have to dig into the soil. But actually, they're easy to find on rainy days because, earthworms love moisture. So whenever it rains and the soil gets really wet and loose and crumbly, you can find them on the surface or you'll find them close to the surface. You don't have to dig too deep. But, earthworms are all around us. They're below us. And the reason why they live within soil is because they eat the little tiny microscopic organisms that live in soil. And of course, they also eat the dead plant and animal matter that's also within soil, just like roly-polies. So earthworms consume the soil, which is along with the microorganisms, and it goes through their digestive system, and then they poop it out. And that poop has a lot of nutrients. So that's the recycling process that many decomposers do, is that they'll consume something that we consider as waste, they'll digest it, they'll recycle it, and then they'll poop it out, and then it becomes something new or becomes something that that we're able to use, and it's very nutrient rich. And earthworms are actually known as farmers and gardeners' best friends because they enrich soil, which is beneficial to all types of plants. So what I mentioned to you are, decomposers, but there are also some other animals that are really important to the recycling process, but are not known as decomposers. Instead, they are called scavengers. So scavengers actually do decompose things, but they don't do the entire recycling process, but they're still a vital part of our ecosystem. So some scavengers I have, which you guys probably already is popping up in your head because they're typically associated with scavengers, are vultures. So Here I have is a picture of a native vulture that we have here in Texas. Well, they're found all around North America, and they're called turkey vultures. And so scavengers are not predators. They basically eat any dead animal matter that was not consumed by predators. So turkey vultures are just one scavenger that you can find here in Texas. And if you guys might find them, if you're driving along outside in the country, and if you see something that's just flying around with its wings out, circling, that is more than likely a vulture that smelled something that's probably been dead for a while, and it's going to go ahead and consume that. And so another scavenger that you guys might actually not know is a scavenger, but typically plays a role as a scavenger, are coyotes. And coyotes are here, native in Texas. And coyotes do play the role as scavengers most of the time. And if they are playing the role as the predator, they usually consume smaller mammals. But typically they are actually scavengers. And scavengers are important to the recycling process because they decompose the really big parts that are basically waste that the little decomposers can't get to yet. So they just decompose the really big parts to the little small parts that the earthworms and roly-polies and other decomposers can fully recycle. Okay. So I told you about the different animals that can play a role in the recycling process, but there's one more thing I do want to mention, and that is mushrooms. So mushrooms aren't animals, but they are living things, and they are considered decomposers because they decompose dead plant and animal matter. And mushrooms are actually found all over the world on each continent, but they do prefer warm and humid environments. So mushrooms are decomposers, and we can find them everywhere. But just to let you know, not all mushrooms are edible. So if you're craving mushrooms, make sure to eat the ones that you find in the grocery store. Alrighty, so I told you basically about all the different kind of decomposers or scavengers that play a role in our nature's recycling process. But if you guys want to go ahead and also join the recycling process, go ahead and do this challenge that I have for you. So my challenge for you is basically take anything that you would have typically thrown away or consider as waste and use it as an entirely new thing. So completely recycle it and use it as a new object. So what I have right here is an example of recycled cardboard. And what this is actually a musical instrument. So you do it like that. And so if you see here, it's just recycled cardboard and scraps of yarn, beads, and then a twig that you can just find out in nature. So go ahead and be as creative as possible. And if you need help figuring out exactly how to recycle an object, we will have a link posted on our comment section after this video. But go ahead, see what you can recycle, and that's our challenge for you. But I really hope you guys enjoyed our video, and make sure to tune in every second Thursday at 4 p.m. on our Facebook. That is whenever we will be producing our new series, Eye on the Wild. So bye everyone, have a good day.